Hi everybody, how you doing today? Well, today's video is going to be a little unique. It's going to be about faith versus believing. Now, many would say they're one and the same, but I say they are not. When I was going to church, we always talked about faith, and faith seemed to be the main word. But I do know there is a slight difference. Faith is believing in something. But what is believing? Believing is believing in what your heart and mind are telling you. Faith was always respected in the religions. And I was a Catholic, technically still am. But I know now that I don't need to go to church to have a conversation with God. And truthfully, church is a nice gathering for other like-minded souls like you. But it comes to a point in time when you start to realize that when you can talk to God yourself, a whole new door opens up without having to go through your church or speak to a minister, because God gave us all this equally as any man on the planet. That's right. God gave us this ability, each of us, so that we may talk to our own Creator ourselves. When I talk about God and I have a conversation with Him, God is a conversation between you and God. There's nobody else. It's you and God, because your soul is already tethered to Him inside. That body of yours, and I've told this many times, is just the vessel you need for this lifetime and the many other lifetimes you've had before this. This is a third density reality, and you have to have a body to operate in this density. That's why the angels, they're non-corporeal beings. They don't need a body, but if they need one, they can whip one right up. Oh yes. They are far, far, far into the hearts of our Father, Mother, God. So when you're walking up the steps, and you have all this faith in the world with God, well, let me tell you, that faith and that believing is you and you alone. So make sure that your believing and your faith are equally as powerful as the same. That's like the heart and the mind needs to be equally balanced. But I always pull from the heart first. You'll get better results, truer results. You will just know whether someone is telling you the truth or not. But faith has always been in the Bible. It's written in I don't know how many scriptures. Many, many scriptures. But I want to emphasize a little more on believing. Because you can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't truly believe that there is a God, a creator that watches over us every day, then that faith won't be much of anything, will it? That's why I say you got to have both. It's a 50-50 deal. You know, I always had faith in God. Did I believe in him at the time? Not necessarily. But I had this feeling that there was somebody more than I understood somewhere. Because God is not a human. He's not a body. He is pure creation itself. And when I walked along my spiritual journey, my guides had asked me to go to a Jehovah's Witness so that I could learn more about how these other religions separate themselves from each other. God is not separate. God is all knowing. He is all one. So always remember that. He is not separate. So when I started learning more about how the Jehovah's Witnesses take each one of these Bibles from other religions and they captivate it. They show that theirs is the right one and the others are not. Yeah, I mean it's quite the battlefield. So I have learned that God is not amongst all those Bibles. He is amongst you and you alone. You have a direct connection to God. And don't let anybody ever tell you you don't, because it's very true. And this connection centers here in your heart. That's right. That's where you can reach God, here in your heart. And a lot of people are going through a lot of, how would you say, clearing out the messes they made prior to coming in here. Believing is the ultimate truth of God. Faith will get you halfway there, but you got to believe that there is truly a God. And each human person on the planet has access to him themselves. You don't have to go to church to talk to God by any means. I mean, it's nice to meet people and do the right things, but doing the right things is tough too. Because every human, and some humans don't even know they're doing the wrong thing. But once they got their hearts open to God, they immediately know whether it's right or wrong to do what they're doing. Because when you get up to those pearly gates, there's going to be a big old review on your life. And trust me, it's going to be in there. So make sure that you're check marking with a green check mark and not a red one. Because there's no way to circumvent your Creator. None. That's why it's important that you know that you have a direct connection to God. Your angels are with you 24/7, all the time. They have protected you from negativity. They have protected you from things that could have caused you harm. So remember to say hi to them once in a while. I've learned that I have 3 guardian angels for a specific reason. And each person on this planet has at least 1 guardian angel. 1. Many have others. So believing is something that is, it's more enriching in the heart. Because if you don't believe in God, that faith, it doesn't matter what you believe in that faith. Okay? You must believe that God exists. He cares for you. He sent angels to watch over you. And that is the cream of the crop. Believing and knowing that God exists is the key that starts the engine in that heart of yours. My personal spiritual journey. I didn't believe in God when I first started I didn't believe in him. I didn't have knowledge of him, or he hasn't shown me anything spectacular, like a miracle. You know what I mean? You think, well, God, give me a miracle so I can believe. It doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it does not. Even though some may get this miracle, maybe you got real sick and you almost died, but for some reason you survived. That should tell you something right there, because there is no luck in this universe. None. Zero. No luck. No such thing. Everything happens for a reason. And this is what you need to be mindful about, and to know that what happened, for the reasons that it did, was either because of karma, or you were on a destructive path, so God had to intervene to keep you alive, so you can complete your mission. Every one of us have a mission down here. My mission is to help humanity and Gaia, the planet itself, and to hold a very high frequency on the planet, so that when things happen, they don't shake everything up. They stay balanced. And there's many, many of you across this world that are like that. Some don't even know what they're doing. So believing in God. When I first started my journey, I'm going to tell you about a time I was at my job. And at the time, I had all the faith. I just wasn't even considering believing. So in the time that I started this job, I was a manager. And we had a little courtyard out between the buildings. And all of a sudden, all these, I think they're called Melonias or medallions. They're the cute orange, yellow. You got to plant them every year to have them grow. Well, all these flowers started growing around the edge of the building, thick, a foot wide. And my gardener, which he was under my supervision, told me, he says, Jeff, he says, something's not right. These shouldn't be growing here, because they're yearly. You have to replant them yearly. And he says, and I've never done anything. And I told him, I said, well, then obviously somebody is watching out for us and trying to help this courtyard be beautiful and so forth. So a few days, or I should say a few months into the job, I was working late, and this is something that I truly have never told anybody about. You're going to be the first. See, when you believe in God, your miracles are going to be your own miracles. What he gives you, what he shows you, and what he wants to relate to you to help other people. So it's late at night, not at night, dusk. And I'm working on this equipment, and there's nobody there to help me. I was getting frustrated. And all of a sudden, I got it fixed. I got it fixed. So I stepped down, go out into the courtyard to cool off. And when I look up, the sky has got a magnificent magenta color in it. And there's this huge rainbow right over the building that I'm at. Just dropped down gorgeous. And I looked up and I said, how beautiful is this? And just about then, I seen this, I don't know what it was, come out of the rainbow. And it was magenta pink. It looked like it had little wings on it. I almost say it was like a fairy or something. It came down, I would say probably 200 feet from me and hovered. And I couldn't make out exactly what it was. And then all of a sudden, it went up into the rainbow and disappeared. And tears poured out of my eyes because I knew that there was a reason for this. Probably to help me get past how mad I was having to fix this equipment. And that is just one of hundreds of things that have happened to me that I will be telling you on this channel. And even I have been not consistent with my channel because I myself have been going through some not difficult times, changing at times. I have reduced my payload, meaning my materialistic things. So I'm not constantly thinking about them all the time or what I'm going to have to do or make a payment because they're in storage, And so I reduced my payload. And my God, what a huge difference that made on my energy. I've been changing the way I eat. I eat more organically now and I'm healthier. I'm not on my cholesterol pills anymore. It's all done. And I feel better, much, much better. More energy. And I always pray to God every morning, every evening, tell him about my day. These are things that I usually don't tell people because it's personal. But I want you to know that even when it's personal, I want you to feel like you can talk to God anytime you want. Anytime. So believing is something that is deep. And in order to get to that believing part, you have to open this doorway, this heart, to Him. And Him alone. I mean, you can open it to your angels and so forth. But open that door up so you can talk to Him. I'm not here for wealth. I'm here to help you, the planet, and to hold the energy and the balance on this planet for all of you. Right now, you guys are probably going through some, we call it ascension symptoms. Because the planet is ascending. It's moving into the fifth dimension. Those who cannot open the heart door and raise their frequency up will just stay on that timeline. Those who can open a heart door and raise the frequency up, love God is how you do it. That's right. Just love Him more. I love Him unconditionally. But He isn't like I have to listen to Him. You know what I mean? I make my own choices, but I make good choices. There's a difference. When your heart begins to open, you will have to make better and better good choices. Because going backward will get you nothing. Better choices will get you everything. You know, if you come here to be rich, my God, you can do that. You can come here to be rich. But remember, there will be lessons that come along with it. And the ones that got rich by, doing misdeeds to other people or other things, well, they'll get their karma. They will. So, faith versus believing. You must have both. And I'm going to tell you that believing is probably going to be a little bit more better of a choice. Because when you believe, you're believing in yourself. Faith is something that you believe in, but faith was also generated by the Bible all the way back. Believing is a core heartfelt. It's your real soul's believing, whether you believe in God or not. So work on opening that heart door open, being nicer, being kind, being compassionate, empathetic, loving. Those qualities that God truly looks for. And listen to that sixth sense, because if something doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right. Choose wisely how you walk your path, as far as whether you want to go back into the same crap that you just came out of. And trust me, if you do, it's going to get tenfold harder. God gives everybody a chance to change. This is your time. This is your time to change. Because we are very close to this ascension. Nobody truly knows exactly when it's going to happen. But I know it's very close. And it's also very close to disclosure about the corruption and about the stars. All this is coming very, very soon. So get your heart in the right place. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's why I always set my heart first. Believe in what that is telling you. So this will be the end of my faith versus believing. So if you have the faith, work on believing. Work on opening that heart door so you get a direct link to God. That's right. You don't need a book to tell you how to speak to God. You do that yourself. Now, the Bible is a place to go for help so you can get your strength, your faith, and your believing. But remember, each walks their own path. And that's where you need to choose whether you're on the side of the light or you're still going to walk in darkness. Because God knows them both very well. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day, and may you find what you're looking for with your heart. That's the key. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.